Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Last October, we were in the Mineral Mountains, kind of scoping it out, looking for quartz crystals, smoky quartz crystals. Now, back here, that's kind of like the Mineral Mountains, and oh, you can see Sarah right there. So, we were out here, October 24. We found some little smoky quartz crystals. I posted the video. A number of people reached out with advice, which I greatly appreciate. Well, we are back. We're approximately 2 miles north of the rock corral. And, well, let me just show you what we're up to. We're going to be looking for quartz crystals again, and I think we're going to have a little bit better luck this time. You can see Sarah down there. Let me show you what we already have. Okay, now some of these, albeit kind of small, like that little smoky right there, they're not bad. They're not bad. And then we started to get into some, and they've been shipping them out, like this guy right here. And although this is cool, and I am going to do some collecting here, like look at that. Like this piece I could cut on the saw right there and have like a nice little perky box, nice little specimen. Same thing with this one, I could cut that. There's some smoky quartz crystals in there. This one has some gemmier ones. I want something bigger than that. You know, you see stuff out here, people are pulling out like hand-size crystals. And that's really, that's the goal, is to have something big. Generally, from what we've seen, people are pulling them out of big openings within this granite monzonite out here. Not so much what we're doing right here, which is digging pegmatite like dikes, essentially. What do you have? Oh, hey. Oops. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of these can be extracted.
Yeah. It's not as exciting.
No.
Extracting something versus just finding something loose.
Yeah, like some of these, like that's pretty nice. Right there.
Yeah, there's some nice ones, but
so we're gonna work here some, work these rocks, dig this thing out some, and see what we can come up with. Yeah, you keep finding. So there's a couple of theories kind of behind this. There's a dike that runs this way. You can see clear working. How long ago was this work, though? It's probably been several seasons. You can see here the rock. It's all filled in here. Who knows what this was? Was this a giant like chunk and it's been split out through the freeze-thaw cycle? I mean, that's possible for sure. It's possible.
rock.
Yeah.
Should have brought gloves.
I mean, that's an excellent little point. Emphasis on the little.
Not as little as the other one I found.
But yeah, I feel like that's... I mean, do you want to try to chisel that out? By far one of my favorite tools. A little 1/2-inch mini cold chisel. Does so well for these things. Wait, where'd it go?
Just moved it.
Oh, here it is.
So what? Let's see.
Yeah, we're going to probably like go there, and that whole part will split off. And maybe, I mean, we'll see how it looks.
Yeah.
It might be a take it back to the saw, but we shall see here. Yeah, like that's fracturing. I mean, it's just kind of like a process of working them.
That's not what you want. You don't want to work it. I just want to pull it out, and it's smooth. Oops, a little bit broke off. It's nice and smooth and clean and shiny. Did this break off from that? That's different.
Yeah, it is. That's kind of like milky.
Yeah. I mean, you can just get it as good as you feel like.
There's going to be a lot of these.
Yeah. Which one are you trying to isolate? Oh, that one. There you go. Yeah.
That's probably, I'll probably take that.
I would call that for here.
You don't want me to keep going?
You won't notice the weight difference, so.
Yeah, so there we go. You can do that to your heart's content out here. And I feel like I'm working into this seam and it'll be good. There'll just be tons and tons of this stuff. So at some point, we should probably call it with our little points and go big point hunting. Yeah, I mean,
quality.
Like,
that's something, right?
Look at that in the sun. Yeah, I mean, there's just tons of little crystals. Little points. Little points. How many little points does a person need?
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what we got. I would like big points.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like once you have, so I think 5 thumbnail specimens, 5 micros, and then maybe a couple of hand pieces. We didn't get a whole lot last time, and I feel like we almost have enough already. Maybe we should think about moving on, because yeah, somebody said in a comment, which I thought was interesting, we were out crystal hunting and they're like, I would have filled gallons of, or 5-gallon buckets there. And you're like, you look at this stuff and you're like, this has crystals all over it. I know it's dirty, I just pulled it out. This has crystals all over it. But like, who really wants gallons of this stuff? Like, what in the world are you going to do with it? You know, like, I think the nice thing is to get some stuff and you keep raising your standards, right?
Yeah.
At least that's the way I want to do things. That's what makes sense to me. Oh yeah, did I just bury something good?
Time to go that way. I think we could make it over there.
Yeah.
Or there. Is that where we were? Everything looks the same.
A lot of granite. A lot of granite. There's a good view, kind of the direction we were just in. Now we're going out here. Let's talk about tactics, maybe. Some of the advice that was given to me was go to a spot like this here and look for pegmatites and maybe dig below, assuming that at some point in the past crystals have eroded out and they're down here on the ground now, as well as if you see a rock face like this and there's holes, well, those cavities probably had crystals growing at one point, and if you were to work your way down, there's probably holes below the surface as well. So that's kind of what we're going to look for now, because we want things that are finger size, thumb size, or bigger. We weren't exactly finding what we were hoping to find. So we drove a little bit down the road, and now we're walking out to that in hopes that there's potential for some larger material. One thing that I've kind of found, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, Sarah, but it seems like some areas, some crystal localities, it's like little crystal opens up into a big pocket of big crystals, because you have to have space for crystals to grow. It doesn't necessarily seem like that's the case here. It seems like there's like a pegmatite seam, and you get a bunch of 1/4 inch crystals, a bunch of 1/2 inch crystals, and then there's a big opening within the granite, monzonite unit, whatever, boulder, and within that, there is a big crystal growth. There's not like an abundance of them. It's just like that one opening has like, you know, things that are like 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I've knowledgeable enough about the area here. Could be right. Have to keep looking and prove it.
You can see this dike here, going through it, splitting. Some teeny tiny crystals, nothing too fabulous, nothing we're really interested in. And while it has some of the features that we might be looking for, I don't think it has enough. I mean, it's kind of cool in here, but it's just more of the same coarse granite. And you keep looking being like, where's the good stuff? Where's all the like pegmatite? I don't know. Where's the cavities?
Do we just go back to Rock Corral main area?
Yeah, you want to do
That
that?
everybody says that.
Yeah. I'm game. We're not seeing what we need here. I agree with you. I think heading back to the Rock Corral area and hiking out possibly a different direction than we did last time. Previously, we went to the Rock Corral and we essentially went north. So, and we found low tier stuff. We didn't find much. Found some points. We learned a lot. Came back, better points, relatively small, but what we need to do is probably find bigger and bigger things. So, Rock Corral. Sarah walking off. We drove to the Rock Corral, the main parking area. GPS is on my website, which is kind of down and over that little drop. It's kind of a steep scurry to get up here. And now we are walking out. See if we have better luck or if we can learn anything. One thing about these kind of popular crystal localities, there's a lot of false positives, meaning you're going to come out to an area like this and you can see people have dug here, but there's very likely nothing here. They were just like, here's a random place, time to start digging, and that's not the way. Yeah, it looks like somebody beat us to the dig out at the bottom. It goes all the way up there and all the way down. Yeah, there's like just a little bit of leaf there, but lame.
That way.
Yeah, I guess. This was educational. The first spot that we were at, we did the best that we've ever done out here, out of the 2 times that we've been out here. You know, there's like 2 types of people. There's people that are like, everywhere I go, I'm finding the most amazing crystals ever. And you ask them for evidence of that, and they're like, they're silent. They're mysteriously silent. And then there's people that I personally know that go crystal hunting often, And they're like, no, it's a ton of work. It's like a massive undertaking where you go to the same area 7 times to be able to find what it is that you're looking at. And I feel like maybe if we continue on this trend, what do you think? If we continue on this trend, are we going to do better? The 3rd time, the 4th time?
I don't know. I thought if we came back here, we would do better, and we didn't. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure that I have the motivation to come back here 7 times before we do well. So,
Yeah.
with all the places to go.
So here's my thing. Okay, let's look at this. This is one little portion, sorry about the wind, of the Mineral Mountains. And this continues all the way to like the other side. That's where like Beaver is and all of that. And between here and there, there's different road access and different points where you could stop and start getting way high up into the hills. So to come back here seems less worth it, and maybe keep trying new areas.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice, pretty place to walk, and it's not too far away from us, so yeah, I wouldn't come back here.
Well, we're gonna hike out. I'm gonna put you away. We're gonna catch up with you back in the shop. We're gonna look at some of the material that we did collect that is good, that you already kind of saw. We're gonna take photos of stuff. It's gonna be awesome. All right, we got a ways to go. A lot of steep down, which that's not fun.
I'm not sure we can make it down here.
We're gonna try. We are back from the Mineral Mountains, and I have everything cleaned up, trimmed up, and well, we definitely did better than our first time. You can see we got some nice but relatively small crystals, which is better than what we did last time. Last time, we didn't really get much. I kind of like this piece. And some of this stuff looks absolutely incredible under some magnification. I did take a couple of photos of some of these that you can see here. Smoky Quartz, you know, it came out looking great, and I'm getting better and better with the macro photography. There is one specimen here on the bench that does have some green epidote crystals, which is not, it's not unknown, but it is not super common out there. Yeah, I mean, okay. So there is a lot that didn't make it into the video, where we were just kind of like, let's go here and check it out and found nothing. Let's go here and check it out and found nothing. And I really think that in the world of crystal hunting, often the easy thing to do is only show the wins. And we will probably also be doing that in the future. Because here's the thing, it's not super far for us to go to, but it's less fun to be like, oh, walk around and show nothing. You know? I mean,
If you dig a hole for 10 minutes and you're like, I just found dirt in that hole, and then we cover up the hole and we keep going, it's not really too interesting.
it is not. But like, you know, I mean, like, that's a nice, like, perfect little scepter right there.
I think most of the stuff we found in somebody else's, not in their hole, but kind of their cast off.
Well, it was
their hole.
So there was a clear, like, pegmatite dike that had like a series of kind of old workings.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it. But even just like going down a couple of inches, you're hitting more and pulling out more of this. But like, how many more of these types of things does a person need, right? Like, I took those nice photos, which that's fun. I enjoy that. I got some nice little mounts, which I think are pretty. And that's what we did there. I would not, now that I have a better understanding, okay, couple of things. I think you probably need to go there 10 times.
Yeah.
Which that does not make it very conducive to people from out of town, but does make it conducive to locals. The Rock Corral, I would probably never ever go back to the Rock Corral. I would use it maybe.
How much of that got in the video?
Not much.
because we went out and found most of this stuff, but we didn't find more. And so we were like, let's get back closer to Rock Corral. And then we stopped and we didn't find anything. And then we were like, let's go actually to Rock Corral. And then we still found nothing. So I agree. I would not. But all the advice is go within a mile of Rock Corral. And so that's what we're trying to follow, the advice. And I don't know if that's the advice you should follow.
I would start systematically combing the Mineral Mountains for some untouched, lightly touched places. You know, the geology of the area is such that, like, you're not... I don't believe it. I do not believe for a second that this material is limited to within a mile and a half of Rock Corral. That is the advice that's given in books. That's the advice given on, I believe, on MNDAT. It's the advice given by the Utah Geologic Survey, and I feel like it's not really well-founded.
Were we within a half mile of Rock Corral?
We were about like 2.5 miles north of Rock Corral. But how... Nobody... I think that is just a thing that is said that is repeated.
Yeah. So don't follow that advice. Just go anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, we will most definitely be going back. And I think the strategy will be explore new areas. Don't make a video unless we start getting into something good.
Yeah, copy everybody else who does crystals where they just start the video with their hand in the hole and they pull out the giant scepter and you're like, yep, crystal hunting, this is what it's like.
Yeah, you know, I personally think after seeing a lot of stuff from the Mineral Mountains that there's deception on varying levels happening where people are like, I've been going here for 10 years, I own a mineral claim, and you're seeing like top tier finds and that's the only thing and it's repetitive content, or you're seeing stuff that it's like manufactured content.
Yeah. So,
but this is reality here. So this is what we got for our afternoon out there. Yeah, I mean, who knows if we like keep following this trajectory up in the next 5 years, we'll have something awesome to show you guys.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Hey, thanks everybody. If you're not already subscribed at this point, you definitely should do that. You should go check out my website, currently rockhounding.com, and I will catch you on the next video.